Step 2. Analyse the abstract if there is one. Many academic articles supply an abstract which is a shortish statement about what the article is about. Sometimes the abstract is a short encapsulation of the main argument of the work. The abstract of this article that we're going to be looking at together is a good example of that. Here it is. Please pause the recording to read it carefully. This abstract adds more to our knowledge of the author's main concern. The author is indeed addressing the question of whether human rights help or hinder environmental protection, and we can expect from reading the abstract that his main argument will first acknowledge the ways in which human rights hinder environmental protection. The word "but" then signals a shift, suggesting that the author will argue that human rights, and in particular the way that human rights give social movements a language of protest and claim, mean that human rights and environmental protection might support each other. The author then tells us he will demonstrate this argument by analysing how environmental activists have made use of human rights law, as well as the way that environmental social movements have made use of the language of rights more broadly. This analysis, we learn, is intended to support the author's overall conclusion that not only is a mutually reciprocal relationship between human rights and environmental protection possible, but that it is essential in the light of the threat of climate change. So, with a brief analysis of the title and the abstract in less than a couple of minutes or so, we've already gained a very clear grasp of this article's concerns, its broad approach and its main argument, and we haven't even started reading anything else yet. This much information would enable you to make some quick decisions. Say you were doing research for an essay, depending on what the essay is about, you can decide whether or not this article is worth including in your research process, or whether you should just move past it to more relevant work. Say you were preparing for a seminar, you would have in around 2 to 5 minutes a clear grasp of the purpose and broad structure of the work, enough to anchor a good understanding of the rest of the work, and certainly enough to answer a question from your tutor about what the article aims to establish. See how this works? Minimal, thoughtful effort, strategically directed, gets you a long way fast.